Hi there and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out Show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette and I'm joined by former Canadiens teammates and 1986 Stanley Cup champs. You know who these guys are. Rick Green and Brian Skrudland. Rick, going down this stretch run and heading into the playoffs, do you think there's any chance the Canadiens might call up defenseman David Reinbacher or Adam Engstrom to give them a little bit of a boost on the blue line?
I think only if there's injuries that start to, take hold. Things are going pretty well in Laval. I think that they're quite pleased with the development of those kids down there, and they're getting a good taste of crunch time. And I think it's a right move to keep them in that environment, let them enjoy what's going on there. In the event that they do run into some guys on the blue line that they need some help with the Canadiens, then those guys, deserve a chance to come up and fill the void. But right now, let them experience what they're having happen in Laval. A lot of good things, so let them continue with that.
What do you think, Brian? It's certainly nice to have the depth that they have on defense now. A big change from the days when Victor Mete was the top pairing defenseman along with Shea Weber.
Well, that's where, you spend a year. These guys, the majority of them all have a full year under their belt now. The coaching staff has a full year to understand their abilities. If they may be able to help them somewhere, if there's injuries, as Rick says, highly doubtable that they're going to get that opportunity. But at the same time, competing for a Calder Cup, competing for that opportunity of doing what we did, 7-8 of us back in 83, 84, 84, 85, I should say, with Sherbrooke, and then making the move after winning. I mean, there's nothing like winning, Stu, and especially in that city. That's what the game's all about, winning championships. And so I think that opportunity's there. Sometimes the kids are ready, sometimes they're not ready. Hopefully, we don't throw anybody into a situation where they're not ready and send them spiraling downwards instead of building that confidence and getting them ready for that next step.
How much of a confidence boost was that for you then, Brian, and that group of guys that did win the Calder Cup together and then come up and play the next season in the NHL and as a group too?
Well, the confidence all began with the general manager, Serge Savard, and once the Canadiens lost out in the playoffs that year, Serge was dedicated 100%. He never missed a game. We were treated like champions already, and we just won one round of the playoffs. But now we're on a jet, and just things sort of changed all of a sudden, and then you won, and Serge treated that Calder Cup like it was his first championship ever, and it was like, how can't I pay attention to that, to a guy who has 6 Stanley Cups and here he is treating this championship like his first. I just thought, wow, this is incredible. Being the captain of the Sherbrooke Canadiens, having that opportunity of, after the game, Mr. Savard going, so you're taking the cup to the party? I said, I sure am. He says, well, the cup won't leave my side either, so I guess I'm riding with you. So we had a great opportunity to be able to have a conversation. Serge really kept his word. He said, you guys, for the majority of you come into shape, in great shape next year, or come into camp in great shape, you're going to get that opportunity. And that's exactly what happened. And it was a fairy tale year of young Patrick Roy winning the Stanley Cup, the Conn Smythe, and a whole bunch of rookies getting their first one ever. Bob getting his 5th, Larry getting his 6th, Greeny getting his first. It's just exciting times for all of us.
And it's also, it speaks volume for guys that have experienced success and have won before. And that group that did come up had, a taste of what it was all about to win. And you bring that type of ingredient into another environment, and it's a special feel. And looking back at the guys that did come in from Sherbrooke, we were pretty excited to see them, jump in there and, see the excitement that they had, knowing very well they're going to be given an opportunity. But I think the organization did a great job in identifying the type of character that they had coming up and fit right into the mix and obviously made huge contributions on that Stanley Cup run.
Rick, Pascal Vincent's done a remarkable job down in Laval as the head coach. I don't know if he gets enough credit. I mean, a lot of the guys playing for the Canadiens could be playing for Laval. Just the job he's done down there with guys like Reinbacher and Engstrom. The fact Reinbacher shoots right, though, Rick, I think probably gives him a leg up on Engstrom, because I think the Canadiens would prefer to have Caden Gooley playing on his natural left side. Do you think that might factor into any decisions they make, whether these guys get called up?
Yeah, maybe. I think that, it's nice to have a right-hand shot. They've got obviously multiple guys that are playing their offside. Not to say that's a bad thing, but sometimes it's good to have a right-hand shot to play in that position and then allow the guys that are a little more comfortable, on the left side. I mean, I see Xhekaj, he's getting taste left side, right side. And I don't know if that's in the best scenario for a guy like that you're trying to get his A game out there and you're throwing him into some kind of different situations, moving him from right to left instead of concentrating on maybe one side. Not to say it's bad. Some guys can adapt. Some guys can make the change without too much of a problem, but you have to be careful. But the bottom line here is if you got a right-hand shot, obviously it's going to be a bonus moving forward with the group you have, which is a lot of left-hand shots.
Yeah,
Coach knows that he can throw with both hands, so maybe he thinks that he can play both sides, eh?
Well, Arber Xhekaj and Jayden Struble are two guys sort of on the bubble here, Brian. Do you see one or two of those guys maybe getting moved during the offseason?
Well, that's an interesting question, Stu. I mean, Xhekaj, I do not believe is a guy that at this point in time of his career you can move. It's that toughness, that stability to give maybe the shoulders up on a few of his teammates, and sometimes that makes a world of difference when you go into some of those facilities where you're playing a pretty aggressive opponent. And I just think that his level, his skill level, his work ethic will get him to be make him become a better defenseman. I think that they're working at that every single day, and I know that Xhekaj will certainly be putting in 110% effort. He wants to play. He wants to be a regular, and as we all do, and I just hope he continues to hone his skill and gets that opportunity.
The kind of defenseman, Rick, you don't mind having in the lineup in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I've said before, I wish I could see him out there on the penalty killing situation with a big body to allow him to use his size and strength and get into the lanes and make sure that he lets the opposition know that you're not getting a free rein when it comes to standing around in front of the net. But there's a type of player that would thrive, I think, in a situation where he is killing penalties. Right now, I find him a little confused as far as whether he should go forward or back up. Not the best look, if you will, from a confidence standpoint, but I'm hoping he's getting a few more minutes. I just hope that they're going to continue to give him a taste and allow this kid to get himself ready for the playoffs, because you'll need a guy like that.
All right. Well, that's it for this bonus episode of the Hockey Inside Out Show. I hope you all enjoyed it. We'll have a couple of more bonus episodes coming up over the next few days, so you can look for those. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. And in case you didn't already know, Hockey Inside Out is now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.